Welcome back to Chen Design. Today we are going to talk about this hollow construction with the wire and make it into a door handle. Are you ready? Let's get started. Before we starting from the scratch, you kind of notice that each of this component is the same, and then we will do a polar array. So the key is how to get this correctly. You can creating any shape that you like. So that's starting from the scratch. I'm going to coming into the front view, and we are going to draw a basic shape, whichever that you like it. In this case, I'm simply just gonna draw organic shape. So I'm going to coming out for something, maybe it look like this instead of very geometric like what I have there. Then after you're doing that, we just need to get the shape over there. So coming over to the top view, I would like to use the commands for the revolve, and we select the curve and type it 0. So then we, on the front view, we're going to holding the shift key and click on the top or the bottom anywhere. And you can see that now this is the revolve axis. Then coming into the top view, I want a 360 degree, and we'll basically get a shape like this. Again, you can do any shape that you like. I'm just happen to have this shape there. So let me hiding this curve right now. Now we can do whatever design that we want on the shape. It can be simply a curve going like this way, coming over here and coming out like this way. And you can also decide it like where you want them to be, something like this, and moving this one up a little bit if that apply to you. So now we have this shape over here. We can simply just coming at the front view and using the command for project, and then we want to project it to this surface. So now you will see something is wrapping around. If I turn it into the red color on that line, might be easier for you to see. Okay, now with this one, we only need half of them. So I basically wanted to use this curve, and I simply wanted to trim one side, so we will maintain that red line only in one side. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna use the curve, and I'm going to simply just pipe it and get to see what does it look like in the solid. So radius going to be 1, and we'll get something like this. Double check if this is the shape that you like, and if you like the shape, then we can kind of play with it. We can now turn this off and delete the piping we just have, and we also can hide in this one. All right, so let's play with it. So let's click on the polygon command, and we want to snapping into the center on one of the end, and let's do like hexagon right there. So I want something roughly about this size. Okay, and let's give it a try and see how that look. We are going to use the sweep one rail command, and this is the rail, this is the cross section, and see if you like it. And also double check on the render view, because the render view usually will give you a better idea for if it's anything is reflected or things like that. Now if you like that, but I kind of feel like this is a little bit too small, so maybe I wanted to just like enlarge them a little bit. So we're gonna do it one more time. We want to sweep one rail, and this is the rail, this is the cross section, and we'll get something like this. Okay, now double check if that look all right to you. For me, it feel like this certain thing is kinky. As you can see, it's maybe not as smooth, right? So sometimes what you can do is you can rebuild this curve. As you can see, there are so many points over there. So we want to rebuild this curve. And for currently we have a 78 point, so let's make it last point. Let's make it into 24, and then we click OK, and then let's take a look on the ghost view. All right, if you want it to be even more smooth, you can use the smooth command, and then by the way that you're moving those bars, and you can get them smoother. It will change the all the point location a little bit, but it shouldn't changing too much on the shape. All right, so let's do it one more time. We want to coming over here, and then we want to sweep one rail as our command, and the rail is already selected. We just need to select the cross section, and then we'll get something like that. And double make sure again on the render view and see how it look. All right, it looked like really just by looking one, it may not be totally to see what kind of effect that's gonna come into. If you don't have any question, you're not gonna going to change it, we can use the cap command, CAP, and then we can close it. Now let's play with on the top view. We're going to use the command over here that you have polar array, and then we want to snapping into the 0. Let's try 6 of them first and see how that look like. And you can see that they are kind of twisting like this way. If you want more, then you can change the number here on the top. So now we will have this type of twisting over there. Okay. With this, we only things we need to do is do the top and the bottom. We can making a cap. You can make them a hollow, for example. The simple way that we can do is we can creating some sort of the rectangle, and always like to give it a little bit fitted. So using the fitted corner command, and we want to fit it for maybe 0.8 millimeter. And something like this, so it will be a little bit rounder, and we can simply to make it into something like this to cover all the ending. That's using the command for revolve again, and we want to snapping into the 0. So type it 0, moving your mouse at the front view, click on it, and back to the top view we want 360 degree. Before you enter it, go ahead on the bottom, you have record history, you can record it, and then we'll get something like this. All right, so if you feel like this is way too heavy for all this wire because we recorded history, then we can kind of scale it down, and it will change the shape at once because you recorded history there. So I just want to cover all of them without feel like this is a big opening there. And again, we want to looking at the render view and see if you like the way it connected like this way. And if you don't like it, you may want to make them wider. You can scale that original shape or move it in or out to cover the area. Okay, so then we get something like this. The other end is really up to you. You can also using this command for truncate cone and snapping into the 0, and we can have it without snapping anywhere. We can have it somewhere like this, coming into the bottom, maybe something like this, and then we can move these things down over here. Okay, and it might be a little bit too sharp there, simply just giving a fillet. So let's use a command, fillet edges, and we want to fillet for 1 and see how that goes. All right, and then if you like it, we want to move it up a little bit so you feel like it almost at the edge there. All right, now for making the connection to the door, simply we just use the same command, truncate cone one more time, and I'm just gonna draw it here roughly about this length, about how wide of this one. Now if this one getting is too big and then you don't want to draw it again, you can use the gumball with the shift and control key, hold on this and click on the surface. Then you can 3D scale down, then you will change real time. Okay, apparently this is a little bit too fat, so I'm going to 3D scale only on this surface one more time like this. This one need to be smaller, something like this. All right, now if that look all right to you, just go ahead to giving a fillet edges, because having anything with the fillet edges, it's just making it looking nicer on the rendering. All right, now I can do it moving this back to the center. It may not be exactly at the center, so the way that I like to do is coming into the top view, and then you have this align vertical center, and then you just type it 0 there. So then this piece will be exactly at the center. We're gonna coming over on the side. Look like it's not right in the center, but my piece wasn't really centered with the construction plane on the z-axis anyway. So take a look on it and see if that is the right structure. Apparently it's a little bit weak, just connect to one, but for demonstration purpose, I will have you to decide that part. Alright, so now we have this. It was the previous that I made, and this is a new one that we made. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the way I model, I do have a course specific design for the beginner to into intermediate level. You can check out on my course on my website. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.